Interesting people doing interesting things where you can expand your connections, your community. Kindness is cool and smiles are free. And let's get this party started. And it's another fabulous day in the Pirate Broadcast. And we are here interviewing interesting people doing interesting things. And also, I want to thank you if you're here live. Leave us something in the comments so we know what you're doing, where you are. And if you have any questions, please ask them. Also, if you're watching the replay, love to have your comments, your connections, like, share, all of the social things that we do with good content. And today we have Susan in the room, and I want to welcome you. How are you doing, Susan?
I'm doing fabulous. How are you today?
Excellent, excellent. You know, I was looking at your book. Um, I was looking at your book that you just released. It's the Lemonade book. What's the correct title?
The Lemonade Diet.
The Lemonade Diet.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was a fascinating title, and I just wanted to talk about some of those things, and also the fact that you have Jack Russell Terriers, and then you have a farm up in, is it Connecticut? Up in the Northeast?
Yeah,
Yeah.
the Northwest corner.
The northwest corner of Connecticut. All awesome things. But tell us who you are and how you ended up getting to this place in your life.
Gosh, well, one of the things I like to say most is it's never too late to change your life. So that's what I've done. And I'm a mom of four. I have 7 grandchildren, and I'm a mom to 3 Jack Russell Terriers. We have 3 goats too, but I'm just a surrogate mom there. My husband does all that. So I've lived here in Connecticut my whole life, and I always wondered what I was going to be when I grew up. And as
Yeah.
my kids got a little older, I just decided that I wanted to follow my dreams and my passions, and I'm interested in nutrition and exercise, and really just being spreading joy, scattering joy, and looking at the glass as half full and always finding the positive. And so I've kind of culminated everything I love and believe and stand for into a career, and now it's a book.
Wow. Wow. You know, it's interesting too because we have some parallels in our lives that are when I was looking at your bio and looking at it, and it was like, this is interesting. And you also had kind of a transition in your world where you were doing big things and everything else, and then all of a sudden you had an accident that changed the course of your life. Can you talk a little bit about that and what that did for you, or what it prompted in your life?
Yeah, actually, there's nothing in my life, all the things that I've been through that were sad or tragic or very, very difficult, I would not change a thing. And I don't wish it on anyone, and I wouldn't really want to go through it again, but I don't feel resentful about any of it because it definitely helped me grow. And I think sometimes, gosh, if that didn't happen, I wouldn't be doing this right now.
Right, right.
So that's what I love about it. And that's what I want people to kind of take away from every lesson in their life is that they are going to look back someday and see how this molded them in a good way. So I had this, so my life was going along pretty well, and I had a little business. I was cleaning houses. We live in a very rural weekend community, and
Mhm.
well, a lot more people from New York live here now today. I'll tell you that right now in the last 3 months. But it's always been sort of a place where people who live in the city have weekend homes.
Uh-huh.
So my business really catered to the New Yorkers, and they would come on the weekends. And then during the week, I would put their house back together so they could just come and enjoy it for the 2 or 3 days they were here. And I had a house that the balcony railing had given way. I was cleaning the house, there was no one there. It was midweek,
Oh,
and the railing gave way, and I fell headfirst 14 feet from a bedroom into a living room, and broke. I don't want to say every bone in my body, but it sure felt like it
it
did.
felt that way.
Yeah, I shattered my pelvis, broke my back, broke all my ribs, broke my arm. And it was a struggle to heal from. I lived, I wasn't paralyzed, but it took me quite some time to walk, and years of limping to finally I'm a marathon runner now, which is amazing.
I was just going to say, you went from limping to marathons.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
incredible. That's an incredible, and that's a huge part of the lemonade diet. You know, some of these things that came through. And the parallel is that I was a musician. I played professionally and played music and everything else. And I fell 3 stories off a billboard and shattered my arm. And fortunately, I didn't break everything. However, and I'm here today, so we have gravity in common. So it's amazing to say that, and it's something that I wouldn't wish upon anyone like yourself. And also, it helped form who I am today. So it's definitely part of who I am, and it's part of who I ended up becoming as a result of the tragedy. So
Russ, I think when something is taken away from you, you really want to fight to get it back. And
yeah.
I call it the new normal. And I was never a runner before.
Hmm.
So the fact that I thought, wow, could I even run again? People, thought, well, you can't have children. You've shattered your pelvis. And I had two more babies.
Uh-huh.
And, but I really believe that I would have probably never pushed myself to run if I didn't have something to prove. And then I found out that I loved it, and then the rest is history. And it made me feel better too, to be perfectly honest. I didn't
Yeah.
lose that pain and limping until I became a marathon runner.
Wow.
So
Wow.
movement is so healing. I think we tend to, you could think of this as an analogy or in truth, but we lick our wounds, right? We
Yeah.
cuddle them and we comfort them and we baby them, and if we actually expose them and challenge them, and then they
Hmm.
get stronger.
Yeah. I became a firefighter after my fall. So it's one of those things that,
Rescue you?
what's that?
Did a firefighter rescue you? And you thought, hey,
Yeah, no, actually, well, maybe, possibly. Wasn't exactly, well, I was conscious, but not very alert.
mm,
So, but it's really about the idea that, we can do things. You know, when you remove the can't from your life and start putting in the can, and how can I do this instead of I can't do this? It really changes your perspective on what you're able to do and accomplish in life in general. And so it's really amazing. And I applaud you and I applaud the effort to go through this whole process and just, breathe into it and make sure that, and it brings you joy. You say you enjoy running. It's like, I'm not a runner. I like a bicycle once in a while. I got into bicycling and mountain biking and things like that. It's really different activity. It's activity that brings you joy is really what it's about.
it's seeing things. I know a lot of people like to travel by plane, and I do too, just for time reasons. But if
Hmm.
I have a choice and all the time, I would rather get in a car because you see things. And
Yeah.
that's what I love about running, is because you intimately can see things. I'm doing a lot of hiking right now, and we live by the Appalachian Trail. So there's about 51, 52 miles of trail in Connecticut. And so during this whole COVID thing, I have been out on the Appalachian Trail doing all the sections here in Connecticut.
Oh, wow.
It's so cool because I've lived here my whole life and I've never done it. And there's things that I haven't seen, or the other day I was on part of the trail and I knew where there's a racetrack, Lime Rock in Connecticut, and
Uh-huh.
I heard these cars and I thought, are we near the road? And then it was the racetrack, and I thought, oh gosh, just the sort of logistically, you don't even realize, like, oh, this is where it is if I'm in the middle of the woods, and just seeing things from a different perspective.
Yeah.
That's what I love about the slow down of it. And biking, although biking for me, I did bike for a little bit, but I had a pretty severe biking accident too. So
Oh no.
my two little feet, and they're not really little, but my 2 feet are right on the ground, and no more than 6 or 7 inches lift, and that's
Oh,
ground I am, the better.
oh man. It's also interesting that you have um, a farm, and you have acreage, and so are you growing crops? Are you developing that property in some way, shape, or form?
So when we moved here, it will be 18 years ago this
Okay.
fall, and it's a piece of farmland, but it had never been farmed. So
Well,
it was cut off from the main farm, and it was just fields. So it basically had been hayed, and there were animals maybe, but they never actually farmed it. And
uh-huh.
my husband went to school for agriculture, and a friend of mine had gotten very sick with cancer, and we talked so much about diet and changing our diet. And when we were here, I said to my husband, I would love just to be able to eat here all summer. Let's plant a garden. And where we lived before, we had a little garden, but not a lot. So he dug up this huge area, just huge. And I thought, well, I just wanted some tomatoes and stuff. And as it turned out, we had so much that it ended up, we found ourselves going to farmers markets, and it turned into a CSA. And at
Uh-huh.
our peak year, we were feeding 20 families a year from April to September, sometimes into October.
Oh
So that
wow.
was really cool. So yeah, we do. It's just vegetables. We do have fruit. We have raspberries, we have peaches, and we have blueberries as well. So
Oh wow. Yeah.
mostly vegetables, and yeah.
It's so fun. Yeah, we essentially did the same thing in the Northwest. Is we started a farmers market, supported the CSAs, and also grew heirloom potatoes, and we had lavender and a number of different things. And it's a different way of living, and going out and being active and always having something to do. There's no shortage of activities there, and I'm sure that was probably very healing for you in terms of your accident, I would imagine.
So I I like to divide and conquer, and it's not my favorite thing. Our farm was on a farm tour one year, and I remember for 6 weeks before the tour, I probably spent 8 to 10 hours a day, because the weeds are they're they're not very obedient. You pull them up, and then 2 days later, you're like, I just did that section. So
Yeah.
it was constantly out there. That part I don't love.
Yeah.
I'll just be honest, I don't love. What I
Yeah.
do love is going out. I love harvesting, and I think I just love the I love to watch it. I love to be part of it out there and in it. But the weeding and all that, and the other thing too is my husband makes it look so easy. What he can do in an hour would take me a weekend. So I'm like, you do that. I'll pick the peas and I'll make a fabulous salad. How's that?
Exactly. Divide and conquer. Divide and conquer. Hey, we have some people in the room, Susan. So I want to bring up a couple of folks here. I love it. Wendy says, "Hey," so she's in there. Tisha from Farmington Hills. Thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate it. Heckin', hello, Captain. Yes, musician uh, Susan, thank you so much. And then Edwin from Brentwood, Tennessee, thank you so much for
This is
being here. And a LinkedIn user, I'm not sure why they don't show up here. It's,
let me
Susan is hard to hear.
Yeah, I'm reading that right now. Am I not close enough?
Yeah, probably not. I'm
Hmm.
not sure. I don't know if you have a volume on your microphone or not. So, but
Figure that out.
try to see if there's a. I'm not sure what mic you have.
I just know how to turn it on. You
Well,
didn't
just
get that in the beginning.
you'll just have to lean forward then.
Yeah, I'll just talk into it a little closer.
Good morning, Sherry. Everybody's here. Wendy, good morning, y'all. And I love the conversation in the community here, Susan. It's amazing. A lot of happy pirates. And now that you're a pirate, you can be part of the community and
So
get
excited.
involved in the conversation. So good morning, all. But he's in Iceland. Good afternoon, then I should say.
That's on my bucket list to go to Iceland.
Yeah. Yeah, he's saying, could you please speak up? And
Hmm.
then there's Denair. I hope I'm saying that correctly. Kathy Spooner. Thank you so much for being here, Kathy. I really appreciate you. And then Arcot is here in the room. Hi, Russ and Susan. All of those that I know, I don't. Hey, so Russ and Leah Hedge, thank you so much. Have a wonderful morning.
Okay,
And
is
then
it
Wendy.
better?
Yeah, a little bit better.
Is it a
Keep
little
talking. Keep talking.
okay? Because I found the thing. It's louder in my ears.
Is it louder in yours? You're probably turning up your volume,
Uh,
not the.
hmm. Not
That's
better.
okay. And
Hmm.
Lori Knudsen says, I'm not sure. Oh, it's Lori. Isn't displaying my name, Lori Knudsen. I'm not sure why either.
Is this better?
Yeah, a little bit better.
A little bit. I found another one on here. I'm always so worried that my it's going to be so loud and you're going to hear my dogs in the
Oh,
back.
you're fine. Well, we've also had shared the experience of having Jack Russell Terriers. So
I've got one sleeping right behind me and one on the floor somewhere. Do you have any now?
no, no, I don't. That's that's not what I'm doing right now in my life, and so it's I'm in Arizona here. I'm helping care for my mom, and yeah, different chapter, different part of my life, but it's all good. I want to talk a little bit about the lemonade diet and what prompted you to write this book, because it's a fascinating book, and I wanted to kind of talk about how that fits into what's going on around us today and how appropriate it is for people to understand that, you know, you got to see things in a way that are productive and positive rather than all the negative stuff that's happening around us. So talk a little bit about the positivity and the mindset that you need to that we can have, that we can open up in our lives, and how we go about doing that.
Sure. So, as we're talking before, you had said it was an unusual name, a cool name, and a lot of people want to know what the diet is, right?
Yeah.
And it's a mindset diet. That's what it is. Can you hear me better?
Uh-huh.
Is that better?
A little bit.
Okay. So, that's why I called it the lemonade diet, because I always say mindset isn't one thing, mindset is everything. So if you can get your mind in the right place, you can accomplish amazing things, because it comes from making a decision, it comes from not living in your past, it comes from letting things go. And I'm not saying dismiss things, but heal, get over it, move on. We can't live in the past.
Right.
So, and it's funny that this book was due to be published April 1st. And when when everything shut down, so did our tours and our book signings and everything we had scheduled. So we quickly got the book published a couple weeks early. And the lemonade diet being published in a pandemic is just another chapter, right?
Right.
to
Right.
do one more chapter. But I've been through so many things in my life that when I'm telling my story, people are like, "Oh my gosh, I can't believe that. I can't believe that happened and that happened." And here I am, smiling me and doing whatever I'm doing, and it really made me realize how many people. And as I work in my business and over the years, so many people are stuck in something that they can't control. It's in the past. There's nothing you can do except move on, and they can't get out of it. And so I wanted a lot of people that know me, that
Mhm.
don't know things, and then they hear something, and that they always thought that someone actually, and I wrote about this in the book. I was describing something on Facebook that was happening. And he was like, "Oh my gosh, I thought you were a superhero." And I didn't want anyone to get that impression, because I
Right.
think most people that are successful, that are happy and healthy and doing whatever it is, great things, they've come from not such a great place. A lot of people. I think the most amazing people have had struggles in their life.
Yeah.
And that's the story you need to tell, but you also need to show the end result too. So it's really my stories of things that I've been through, how I've overcome fear and loss and physical ailments, and how I've become successful. But I'm just like everyone else. Everyone's had something. And I think
Yeah.
some people feel like they were dealt a bad hand, and that's their story, and that's where they stay.
Well, I think it's really, I like the analogy of the diet because you don't have to make all of the changes all at once. It's a gradual thing. I wake up with gratitude, and I wake up with the idea that I'm here for a reason. I'm here for a purpose, and I may not do everything perfect, far from it. And if I can continue to stay positive, make progress every day, it doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be progress. And I can actually improve my life by taking action and taking responsibility for my life, my own purpose, my own goals. And I don't have to be a victim. I don't have to fall down and say, help me up, fix me, take care of me. I have to take care of myself, and I have to take care of my own future. I have to control and manage what I do with my time in order to accomplish something, that's more important in the future. And I think a lot of people, they want to be taken care of. They want to be, um, they want someone to manage that for them. And what you lose is the ability and the opportunity to know how you feel, know where you're going, and what's right for yourself. And I think that's a missed opportunity in so many people's lives if they don't take responsibility for what they're doing. So I applaud you for that. And I love the diet because you don't have to do it all at once. It's an ongoing thing. It's a process, right?
Right. It takes taken me years to be where I am today. And I know that it's going to take me many more lessons and years to be where I am in 10 more years. Right.
Yeah. But
Mhm.
I think if we enjoy the journey rather than if you learn how to embrace the experience, good or bad, it's just an experience, right? It's a lesson that we can learn. It's like what do we take away from this experience right now? And it could be a good experience, it could be an average experience, but find joy in the moment. Find the experience to be meaningful in your life. You know, there's things that are going to change and tragedies that are going to take place and experiences that are going to be happy, like, walking the Appalachian Trail. That's a small thing, but you can find joy in that experience.
Yeah, and I do a little talk called a marathon mindset, because you can really take so many analogies from running and training for a marathon in your life. And like you were just saying, the joy is in the journey, because the race is four hours, right? If it's a good day,
Yeah.
5 if it's not, for me. And so the that's just a little tiny bit, but you're training for 4 or 5 months to get to that point.
Yeah.
So the training is the best part. The different places we go to run, the people we run with, the experiences that you feel, the things that you see along the way, the noticing that you're getting stronger or faster. And it really is the journey. And so many of us are focused on the end goal that we're not even enjoying anything. And
Yeah.
I'm thinking, my daughter graduated from high school a couple weeks ago, my last one. So I have 4 children, and my first graduated in 1999. So I've been attending high school graduations for a long time. And so I was really just reflecting on when our kids are growing up, we're so busy, right?
Yeah.
We just, going in 20 different directions. And if you have more than one, you're going in 100 different directions. And I'm thinking about how many of us, and me included, would sit on the sidelines, say, of a soccer game,
Yeah.
and we would be filming the soccer game.
Yeah.
When you're doing that, you're missing everything, right? You're just focusing on what you're looking through the lens at.
Yeah.
And when you really think about it, we don't look back much at those videos ever. Ever. I have a whole box of videos that need to go be converted into something so I could actually watch them if I wanted to.
Uh-huh.
They're so what instead of really enjoying everything, enjoying the people around you, the sights, the sounds, you're filming something so you can remember it. I can close my eyes and remember so many things now, that so it really is just enjoying the journey. We're so focused on, the goal. Well, I want to have these videos so when my kids graduate or whatever, we don't
Right.
look back. So
It's so amazing that when we cherish those moments and we look at them, and it's like when you're in a car, like you were talking about traveling, and you're in a car and you listen to a certain radio station or you listen to a song, and it immediately takes you back to a place where you were when you were first enjoying that song for the first time, right?
absolutely.
And just that feeling you receive by hearing that song and what it meant then, and it's just an experience that you can live over and over again. It's like the lemonade diet. You know, sometimes we like it and sometimes we don't. It's so it's we just have to appreciate life for what it is and not get stuck on the things that are negative. Get look forward to the things that you can improve on and look forward to an acceptance. I think acceptance, I am worthy. You are worthy for this experience. You are worthy for this opportunity that's presented for you. And and then you ask the question, it's like, would you be a runner now if you had not fallen? You know? And the question becomes, I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. So all of these decisions, these micro decisions that we take, it's like, okay, do I eat this? Do I consume that? Or do I move on and do something else? So
We talk a lot in my business about what finding your why. And I think everyone should find their why, because if you have a compelling why, then you're more likely to go for it. And I just heard on a podcast not too long ago someone describing their why as what hurts you, WHY, what hurts you. And if you
Mhm.
can have a why that 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 is so you can get so passionate and strong about, because what hurt me when I became a runner was uh, my friend who also prompted me into nutrition, that had cancer. When she was going through her chemotherapy, she was pregnant at the time.
Mm.
What could I do? She is going through a really tough time right now. What could I do to support her? And a lot of girls will shave off their hair. I know it'd be no big deal for you, right?
No, I'd be happy to.
But for me, it wasn't about doing that. It was about, I didn't want people to think I was sick. And
Uh-huh.
so I thought, what could I do that could make a really strong why for, you know, that would hurt me, right? And
Uh-huh.
so that was running, because I walking was tough for me at the time.
Yeah.
And so that's why I did it. I thought, okay, I'm running this
Interesting.
race in honor of Lisa. She was there, she was cheering me on, and she had a pregnant belly and a bald head, and she was going through the unimaginable. And I
Yeah.
thought, okay, my body has really shouldn't be running 7 miles today. And I had no training. 3 weeks prior to that, I decided to do it, and I did it. And it wasn't pretty and it wasn't easy, but it was with
But you did it.
it was hands down the best feeling in the world, that I could cry even just thinking back how I felt coming down that finish line, and having accomplished that for so many reasons. But
Yeah.
yeah, and then that started me running. But it did take, I didn't think my body was up for it, and I thought, what could I do? So sometimes that's what it takes.
Yeah.
I don't like to go the easy route. It just does, it's not as rewarding. It's just not. It's like
Yeah.
earning $1 million or winning the lottery. It'd be cool to win the lottery, but most people don't appreciate $1 million when it's just handed to them.
Yeah. When you have to go through the journey yourself, I think you can really understand what it takes and what it means. And like you said, your why, it gives you a purpose. It gives you almost this feeling of, I can do this. If I can do this, I can do anything. Confidence is really key in that part of just acting out and taking action. And it's really important for us to understand that.
Yeah.
Well, Susan, I really appreciate. I cannot believe it's July already, and we're moving into the second half of 2020. So, any any thoughts or lessons you've learned that you want to share with the pirate community now that you're a pirate?
Well, first of all, I'm excited to be here. I love this platform, and I will be posting in the comments and on your shows, because I think this is so cool. I didn't know what to expect here today. So I'm super excited for that. Uh, I really like to give this advice going forward a lot, because I think it's important for people to realize it's never too late to change your life. And if you really think about it, and don't just take it as a few words that I just threw out there, it really is never too late to change your life. So many people will stay in relationships or jobs or situations that don't serve them, because they've got so much time invested. Maybe people went to school to study for something, and then they get out of school and realize they absolutely hate it. It's never too late to change your life. And I think that freedom and joy and happiness really comes in those changes, because if you can do one thing, you realize you can do another thing and another, and then your power is limitless. So
Yes.
I really urge people to really think about that, and think about what doesn't serve you. You don't have to do that for the rest of your life. It doesn't matter how old you are. I mean, at age 57, I wrote a book.
Yeah.
And was it too late for me to become an author? No, it's never too late.
It's
So,
never too late. And I think, to your point, I think it's really important um, to understand that removing things from your life are just as important as placing things in your life. So,
absolutely, all change.
yes,
All
excellent. Thank you so much. Now that you're a pirate, welcome to the community. I love the fact that we're here. We're here together, and I love the message today. Um, Kathy Spooner, thank you so much for being here. Wendy, I am worthy. Yes, yes, the Jack Russells are here. Oh, how cute.
I have to bring a Jack Russell along.
Oh, that is so wonderful. That's a perfect way to wrap it up. So, Wendy, thank you so much. And Arcot, thank you so much, Wendy. It's everybody here is thinking of Arcot. I was thinking of my childhood days, since the tomatoes, onions, coconuts, lemon, custard, apple, mango, pink, edible ones that I had green fingers. I mean, I still have, but I miss those days growing up at a time when the farm field just come out and added more fun to the family. It's a tough job to take care of the garden, but happy and nice. What a wonderful message. Thank you, everyone. Please like and comment and share. I'm on, YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, wherever you happen to hang out. LinkedIn. I love the fact that we're here in the pirate community, and we're sharing a little bit of kindness, because kindness is cool. Smiles are free. And we want you to enjoy the day. Take care. Thank you, Susan, so much for being here.
Thank you, Russ.
Appreciate you. Bye, everyone. Thank you for joining the Pirate Broadcast. If you found this content valuable, please like, comment, and share it across your social media channels. I would love the opportunity to help others grow in their business. The Pirate Syndicate is a platform where you show up, we produce the show. It's that easy. If you want to be seen, be heard, and be talked about, join the Pirate Syndicate today.